I would say this is a more boring part of center number 1, and it's suggested kindergarten through first grade.
This is center 4.
Center 4, right?
Center 4. Or you can just bag it all together. But we always provide a lot of stuff so you guys can choose what you think is cool and do it. This first one is tracks and traces matching. So we have vis-a-vis markers, and then have the kids try to guess which animal matches which tracks. And then when you're done, you can stop. You can show this ahead of time, all the more track ID type of stuff. And then this is a copycat page. Okay, this is part 1 of copycat page. This basically shows the different patterns for 12 different tracks. Then they're supposed to go to part 2. Notice where the tracks are. And this is all precursor activity to the window shaping, so they're kind of learning how to do it. And it'll have them match up. It just shows in the little box like what the tracks look like blown up. Okay, and then 3, it will show actually which animals match up to those tracks. So it's like a quick little 5-minute thing you would do before the window shade story so they can learn how to do it. And then you go into, I just did the wrong thing for K through 1. This is for the older kids, or the younger kids could also do it. The one that's suggested for K through 1 is this critter tracks. It's more colorful and beautiful and more attractive to the younger guys. And it just basically says, whose tracks, follow the snow tracks to see which animal made them, what did each animal do. Then it goes through like this little story right here. There's a rabbit hole, a fox, and it talks about the clues of what might have happened in this picture. And then down over here, it will describe what happened. So you can ask them to make predictions. What do you think happened here based on where you see the arrows going? And then you can read this. The rabbit escaped down one of its holes. Then while the fox tried to dig it into that hole, the rabbit ran out the other end of its burrow. So you can kind of go through that. And then this one. And then the window shade story is really cool. This is Nielsen copied this for us. He made this great big window shade story.
I've never heard this before.
Okay. And what I found when I was going through this is there are 2 alternate stories, actually. There's the one that is printed right here in the outline, which I don't like as much because it doesn't describe everything that happened in the story. But if you look at this one, on the flip side of it, right behind it, this is the window shade story. So you guys can kind of like look on here and see if you can imagine what happened, like act like you guys are the kids. You got up in the morning and looked out your window at the snow had fallen the morning before. It was a pure white blanket when you saw it last, as the sunset in the afternoon before. Now it's all decorated with tracks. What happened? So try to have the kids guess kind of a few things that might have happened in the story or what animals they think it might be.
This is a hot area right here.
Oh yeah.
The hen house.
Yes, it is a very hot area in the story. First you look at the apple tree where the bird feeder hangs. There are small tracks of a mouse which came out of the hole in the snow at the base of the apple tree and was caught by an owl. And if you had 2 volunteers in the section or have this hanging up in the classroom somehow, have the kids go and point out like where this is happening. Have them get up, go over there, touch it. It's all good. You can see the prints at the tips of the owl's wings and the feathers and a little mark where the snow where its talons got the mouse. Okay, in the night, a fox came out into the woods, went into the chicken house, went in, grabbed a hen, and headed back out for the woods. Someone let the barking dog out of the house. The dog chased the fox a little ways, who dropped the hen. Then the hen walked into the chicken house. So you can see where
The
he
hen got back into the house.
That's why all of a sudden you see the hen feet heading back into the chicken house.
It's here and here.
Okay, then a dog headed for the compost bins, because we're so environmental. Stopping to mark a tree trunk on the way. At the compost bin, the dog met a skunk
Oh, yes.
who turned and sprayed it.
Ooh.
The dog ran towards the house and went into the doghouse, where he is still hiding.
Tomato juice, tomato juice.
So definitely have them get up, touch, show where all these things are happening, so that if they get out into the wilderness someday and they see tracks all over the place after it's snowed, they might be able to imagine what really happened. So put an X through that story on there.
No.
And just note that you would use this story. Okay, and then if you want to, because we had so much stuff from the Colorado Division of Wildlife, as you're telling that story, we do have all the rubber casts and molds that go with the different animals that were described in this.
Most of the animals.
So I don't know how you want to work that out as you're using your story, depending on how many volunteers you have for this one. This would be a good one for more than one volunteer. So, and like we've got the raccoon, the skunk, the red fox, mouse, squirrel, beaver. We do not have dog tracks though.
I think that's why it was, one of those dogs.
Yeah. Oh, and then this one says it's a, yeah. But there, it looks like it's a good in there. So,
Okay. So of course this won't fit in the bin, this will be on the shelf downstairs.
yep. And we have two of them because that's back when we thought we were going to do two sections at one time. So. Okay, it's number 5 from last February.